The algorithmic feed is not real. When you open Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, it feels like you're looking at the world. You're not. You're looking at a custom built environment, assembled in real time, unique to you, designed to trigger the exact emotional responses that keep you watching the longest. The order of posts, the comments that float to the top, the videos that autoplay, the topics that feel like everyone is talking about this. All of it is chosen by an algorithm. None of it is neutral. In 2019, internal TikTok documents reported by The Intercept revealed that moderators had tools to suppress certain content while making other content appear organically viral. The feed doesn't show you reality, it shows you a version of reality engineered to keep you inside it. You've been treating it like a window. It's a stage. They track what you almost did. Amazon, Google, and Meta don't just track what you click, they track what you don't click, how long your cursor hovered, where you paused while scrolling, what you added to your cart at midnight and removed in the morning, what you searched for that you'd never say out loud. This is called behavioral telemetry, and it reveals psychological patterns even you aren't aware of. In 2012, the New York Times reported that Target's data science team built a predictive model so accurate it was sending maternity coupons to women before their own families knew they were pregnant, based on purchase patterns alone. That was 2012. The behavioral modeling running on you today is way more sophisticated. Your hesitations are data, your doubts are data, your 3 a.m. browsing habits are data, and they're being used to predict and then create your next desire before you've consciously formed it. The slot machine in your pocket. Ozzy Raskin invented the infinite scroll in 2006. By 2018, he was publicly apologizing for it. He told the BBC it was like taking behavioral cocaine and sprinkling it on the interface. The pull to refresh gesture, the one you do dozens of times a day without thinking, was deliberately modeled on the slot machine lever. Variable reward, unpredictable timing, the same neurological loop that makes gambling addictive. This isn't speculation, it's documented design history. Former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris testified before Congress that tech companies are engaged in what he called a race to the bottom of the brainstem, hijacking psychological weaknesses to capture attention. And here's what makes the AI version more dangerous than any human designer. It measures in real time the exact moment you're about to disengage, not when you're bored, just before you're bored. And it serves you something slightly more stimulating at precisely that moment to reset the clock. The system doesn't want you happy, it wants you anticipating. The opinion drift shapes beliefs. This is the quietest manipulation on the list. AI doesn't change your mind, it changes what feels normal to you. You interact with one piece of content, the algorithm serves you more like it. You engage again, it narrows further. Over weeks and months, your feed becomes a hall of mirrors, every surface reflecting back a slightly more extreme version of what you already believe. You didn't ask for this. The system chose it because agreement is more engaging than challenge. But here's what makes it dangerous. The emotion that accelerates this drift fastest isn't happiness or curiosity, it's outrage. In 2021, internal Facebook research exposed by the Wall Street Journal's Facebook files showed that the company's own engineers identified the algorithm was amplifying divisive, emotionally charged content because it drove more engagement. They proposed a fix. Senior leadership killed it. The algorithm wasn't radicalized, it was optimized. And radicalization was a side effect they decided to live with. Manufactured popularity. You trust what looks popular. This is a deeply human instinct and one of the most exploited. On YouTube, a video that performs strongly in its first 2 hours gets pushed to more feeds. That push creates more views. More views creates credibility. Credibility creates more clicks. Popularity becomes self-fulfilling from a tiny initial push. It goes further than that. In 2023, a Stanford Internet Observatory report documented how coordinated inauthentic behavior, fake accounts, early algorithmic seeding, and engagement manipulation is routinely used to make fringe content appear mainstream. By the time you see something with 4 million views and thousands of agreeing comments, you have no way of knowing how much of that was real. Social proof used to be evidence. Now it's a production. The price is personal. Open a flight booking site on a MacBook in San Francisco. Now open it on a cheap Android in rural Ohio. You may see different prices for the exact same seat. This is dynamic pricing AI, and it's been documented across airlines, hotels, rental cars, and e-commerce platforms. The system estimates your willingness to pay based on your device, your location, your browsing history, and how many times you've already visited that page. A 2014 Wall Street Journal investigation found that Staples was showing different prices to customers based on their proximity to a competitor. The marketplace presents itself as neutral. It is not neutral. It knows more about your financial situation than your bank does, and it's pricing accordingly. They know how you feel. In 2014, Facebook ran a secret psychological experiment on 689,000 users. Without telling them, they manipulated the emotional content of users' feeds, more positive posts for some, more negative for others, to see if they could influence mood. They could. The study was published in an academic journal. The public backlash was immediate. Facebook's response was essentially, "Our terms of service allow this." That experiment officially ended. The capability didn't. Modern platforms infer your emotional state continuously, from typing speed, scroll behavior, session length, and time of day. Late night session? You'll see more emotionally intense content. Fear, loneliness, parasocial connection. Afternoon slump? Motivation clips, aspiration, FOMO. The platform doesn't care how you feel. It cares which emotional state makes you most likely to stay. The rewiring. This is the one that stays with you after you put the phone down. When AI systems consistently feed you shorter videos, faster cuts, higher stimulation, and constant novelty, your baseline for what feels engaging shifts. Long form feels hard. Silence feels wrong. A thought that takes longer than 30 seconds to develop feels boring. A 2019 study published in PLOS ONE found measurable changes in attention patterns correlated with heavy social media use. Microsoft's research division reported that average attention spans had dropped significantly over the decade, a period that maps almost exactly to the rise of algorithmic feeds. But here's where it stops being personal. When millions of people are cognitively reshaped this way, everything around them adapts. Journalism moves to shorter formats. Politics moves to sound bites. Education struggles to compete with a feed. Culture accelerates past the point of reflection. The algorithm isn't just shaping what you watch, it's shaping what kinds of thinking feels natural to an entire generation. And here's what makes us different from every other point on this list. You can delete the app. You cannot easily delete what the app did to your brain. Every mechanism in this video has been documented. Internal research, congressional testimony, academic studies, leaked files. This isn't theory, it's reality. You were right to be suspicious. Now you have the proof. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more deep dives into psychology, culture, and the hidden patterns shaping how we live.